Hello and welcome to another video. Today I made Herbert Hoover's family tree, as you can see probably. I'm not sure because I can see. So hello and welcome to another video. Today I made Herbert Hoover's family tree, and it's gonna be bigger than a little bit bigger than Calvin Coolidge's family tree because Hoover lived to see his grandchildren and great-grandchildren. So yeah, and actually, I'm gonna tell you at the end of the video because I don't want to spoil the surprise. I don't want to spoil anything before we get there. Um, so this is Herbert Hoover's family tree. As usual, we'll start from his parents and grandparents and siblings. His parents were Jesse Clark Hoover and Huldah Randall Minthorn. Both of them died when Hoover was very young. His father died when he was 6, his mother died when he was 9. Only his grandmother and only his maternal grandmother lived to see him as an adult. And I think his paternal grandfather too. So his paternal grandparents were Eli Hoover and Mary Davis, and his maternal grandparents were Theodore Minthorn and Mary Wasley. So his paternal grandma and maternal grandpa died before he was born. His parents died when he was not even 10 years old yet. And his paternal grandfather died when Herbert was a teenager, I think. And his grandma lived to see her great-grandchildren from his side. And actually, I think she only saw Herbert, his son Herbert. I'm not sure, but anyway, Hoover was the middle child. He had an older brother named Theodore Jesse and a younger sister named Mary Blanche. Is that the way to pronounce that? Blanche? Blanche. Mary Blanche. In French, Mary Blanche. Anyway, so both Mary and Theodore died before Herbert, so Hoover outlived his younger sister and his older brother. He lived longer than both of them. Actually, Mary died first, and then Theodore died right after, and then Herbert. Both Mary and Theodore died in the 1950s. Herbert died in 1964. On the exact same day Kamala Harris was born. Oh wait, I said a bad word. Sorry about that. I said a bad word, Kamala Harris, but never mind. So Hoover, as you can see, this is Herbert Hoover, Herbert Clark Hoover. His middle name was Clark, and so he married Lou Henry, and he had two sons, Herbert Charles Hoover, also known as Herbert Hoover Jr., but he's not supposed to be a junior because his middle name doesn't match his father's middle name. And his second son was Allen Henry Hoover, and both of his sons married a woman named Margaret. What a coincidence. Like you can see, Herbert married Margaret Ava Watson, and Allen married Margaret Coberly. So let's start with Herbert. Let's just call him... No, because he doesn't count as a junior. Just gonna call him Herbert. So Herbert and his wife Margaret had 3 kids: Margaret, Herbert, and Joanne Leslie. Margaret married Richard Tatum Brigham. They had a son named Douglas Ward Brigham. They probably had more children, but after Hoover died, and yeah, Hoover only lived to see 2 of his great-grandchildren. His other great-grandchild was his grandson Herbert's son, Michael. And so Margaret married Richard Tatum Brigham, had a son named Douglas. Herbert married Meredith Lorna McGilvray, or Gilvray, and they had a son named Michael Hoover. Joanne married William Leland Vowles. They did not have children when her grandfather was still alive. Now we got the Allen's family, Alan married Margaret Coberly and had three children: Alan, Andrew, and Lou Henry. They did not. They were not. They weren't married when Herbert Hoover was still alive. So Hoover only saw his great grandchildren from his older son's side, and I think Herbert was older when he was married because he was like in his 20s. Alan was in his 30s, so that's still a good age to be married, but kind of late at the time. Yeah, and yeah, it's like with George H.W. Bush and George W. Bush. Bush Sr. was married when he was 20 and he and his wife Barbara had children right after. And George Bush Jr. was married when he was 35, so that's pretty late. Bush Sr. was married early and Bush Jr. late, but that's not the topic for today. Sorry for changing the topic. So yeah, this is Herbert Hoover's family tree. His wife was just a few months older than him, and she died 20 years earlier. So he outlived his wife, but she was a little older than him. And imagine her outliving him. Like she was older than him. Imagine her seeing him die. Then she's like she was born first but died the second. But sometimes that happens. Sometimes that happened. Like if a father outlives a son, like Warren G. Harding was outlived by his father, or Herbert Hoover died when he was 90, and Franklin D. Roosevelt's first vice president, John Nance Garner, was, let's see, 7 years older than him, but he died 3 years after him. So he lived almost 9 years longer. Almost nine because Garner was born on November 21st, I think, 1868, sorry. And he died in November, but before his birthday of 1967. Anyways, that's the whole family tree of Herbert Hoover. Tomorrow I'll do FDR, and earlier I said that I want to say something at the end of the video to not spoil something. FDR's family tree will be a lot bigger because he had more children. Those children were married and divorced a lot. And but FDR did not live to see his great grandchildren, but he had a lot more family members in his family tree. So we'll see you. So that's the end of the video. We'll see you. We will. We'll see you in the next video on this channel, which will be tomorrow in exactly 24 hours. And on my second channel, I also do videos. I do family trees for famous people. I think today I might do. Oh, who will I do? Oh, Wilhelm II of Germany.